Okay, this is a little bit of a spoiler. Today is a very important day. It is the 20th anniversary of 9/11. And as a spoiler as to why I'm a Trumper, well, it's the hair. The facial hair. So today is the 20th anniversary of 9/11, and I thought it fairly appropriate to do a quick video as to why I'm a Trumper. Because people refer to it, they say it in a rather derogatory manner many times. It's not because he did probably more for the U.S. and the world in 4 short years than the last 50 years of U.S. presidents. It's not because he moved the embassy, American embassy in Israel, to Jerusalem like Clinton and Obama had promised in their campaigns, which caused a lot of consternation. People were quite surprised at a president that actually is going to fulfill his campaign promises. It's not because he was a complete underdog. So yeah, it's not because he was an underdog according to 90% of the leftist fake media. It's not because of his consistency of political views over the last 50 years, unlike virtually every other career politician, including Republicans. It's not because of his transparency of intention. Think you can keep your doctor and the premiums are not going to go up. It's not because of his lack of need for power or wealth, unlike his predecessor or his successor, both of which are career multimillionaire politicians. No, it's actually because of his hair. Or at least it could be, because I was a Trumper before I even knew who Donald Trump was. It's a long, hairy story, but I'm going to try to make it short and sweet. And I can tell you the exact moment. We used to do a lot of traveling. I worked in the resort industry, and that was my goal, was to travel around the world, work around the world. And I pretty much chose the places we went. I was interested in going. But we were on a reconnaissance trip in the Caribbean for 4 weeks after coming from New Zealand with my girlfriend to be my wife. And she came in and got a 1-year visa, but we went after 6 months. We had a break in our work. Ski season ended, so we went to the Caribbean to scout out other job possibilities. And when we came back, immigration sequestered her for 4 hours. Wouldn't give me a bit of information. She came out frazzled. She'd been crying for a couple hours under interrogation, and they gave her 2 weeks to leave the country. So we had already decided to get married before that, so we went that weekend to Key West and got married, and applied for a residence permit, green card and everything. But then I had a lot of feelers out for jobs, and I got a job in South Africa. So I called up immigration, and they said, oh, we have to transfer your paperwork to South Africa. And so we did. And South Africa, that's a whole nother story. But we didn't basically want to live in a prison, even though it was a very well run prison. So we decided after 3 months to leave because summer was coming and we had a job offer in Greece. So I called up immigration, had the paperwork transferred to Greece. Then we went to work on an island, Skiathos, for the summer. It was an idyllic summer. And then the summer was over, they closed the resort. And I had a job back at Telluride, so we got prepared to go to Telluride. I called up immigration, and the lady said, no, that Caroline, my wife, can't re-enter the country until her paperwork's approved. I said, but I have a job, you know, and I have to go to. And she said, that's not our problem. So I tried a couple different times, and there's no budging. So we went to Austria, got a new passport because she has a dual nationality, English and Australian, under her new married name, and we re-entered the United States. Then towards the end of ski season, we decided we were going to stay. So I called up immigration and I said, look, can you transfer our paperwork from Greece back to the US? And the lady said, how'd you get back in? And unfortunately I was honest and I told her, and she said to me, well, because you tried to circumvent the immigration laws, she will never be able to live legally in the United States unless you go back to Greece and wait. Fortunately, I had a very good relationship with our boss in Greece, and she took us back, and we went back for a year and a half, and I called immigration every month. My last call to immigration after a year and a half, I said, look, this is absolutely ridiculous. We need her residence permit. And it was a lady with a real heavy Mexican accent on the phone. And she said, you're just going to have to wait your turn. And I said, so like your relatives that walk over the border each day, work, take cash and walk back across the border, give it to their relatives, like they wait? She hung up on me. That was the moment. That was the moment I became a Trumper, right then and there. So my defining characteristic of being a Trumper is I despise the establishment, establishment media, their lies, their hypocrisy, all of them. Mitch McConnell, Obama, Biden, Pelosi, Schumer, to name a few. I just absolutely despise them, and Trump is the embodiment of that fuck you moment to the establishment. They all hate him. That's why I love him, basically, because it has nothing to do with the guy. I mean, he's pretty much a loudmouth New York developer, but he actually is probably the only one today that has the balls to try to do what needs to be done, which is the reason that JFK and Bobby Kennedy got assassinated. And I do have a lot of fear for Trump for that exact same reason. because I believe he's going to get reelected, and the CIA is going to try to assassinate him like they did with JFK and Bobby, because he has promised that he would get rid of the parts of the intelligence community that are so entrenched that they're just completely out of control. That's why he didn't win in 2020. I mean, that election and everything that happened has CIA written all over it. They've been doing that for 50 years around the world, rigging elections. They just did it at home and did it in a way that will probably make it very, very difficult to undo, if ever even detect. I mean, statistically, the anomalies are just so absolutely phenomenally large that you can see it's a rigged election. And somebody's ringing me on my phone. So yeah, that's it. That was the moment I became a Trumper. I didn't even know who he was. So it might as well be his hair. See you later. Bye.